Sal here. Today we're going to be talking about estimating quotients. Okay, so our objective is going to be using both compatible numbers and multiplication to estimate quotients. Okay, so compatible numbers is what we're actually going to be learning about. That's going to be the second part of the lesson, so I'm not going to explain that now. And multiplication, of course, is equal groups being added together. Okay, you should know that by now. And estimating quotients is. Okay, so now we know what an estimate is. And quotient is the total of a division problem. Okay, so there's 3 parts to a division problem, right? This is a division problem with all of them as variables. Okay, the first one is called a dividend. The second one is called a divisor. Okay, and the third one is called a quotient. And so remember this, okay? This will come in handy. If you don't remember this, it's going to be hard to keep up. So this one is called a quotient. The total of a division problem is quotient. So now that we know what our lesson is going to be about, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to be starting with is an example. We're going to be talking about compatible numbers. Okay, so we have 330 divided by 4. Okay, so what is a compatible number? Right, what am I talking about? So if you have 330 divided by 4, what would be a compatible number to use? Okay, and we have, of course, 330. 4 can go into 330, right? But we don't want to have to keep dividing, like actually do a problem. This is an estimate, so how are we going to get the estimate? Okay, and now this is where the compatible numbers is. We're going to make this compatible. Okay, so we're going to use tens, okay, because this is in the hundreds place. So let's do some problems here. Let's do 4 times 70. Okay, and you can do this. This is one way to do it. You have 4 times 70. You do 4 times 7, 28. And you add the 0, right? So you can do this as many times as you want. Okay, 4 times 80 equals 4 times 8, 32, and 0. Okay, now, once you're here, you notice that, okay, 320 is pretty close to 330, right? So now, like, okay, let's do the next one. Let's see if that one's also going to be close. 4 times 90, okay? 4 times 9 is what? It's 300, it's 36. And then you add the 0, it becomes 360. Right, that's also pretty close to 330. And of course, 320 is only 10 away, so that one's closer. Right, and since you can do that very easily to get to 320, it's a compatible number. Okay, so how we're going to get our estimate is 320 divided by 4. And since we already got 80 here, we know that 320 divided by 4 is 80. So our estimate, okay, this is a about symbol. Our estimate is going to be 80. Okay, and now I'm just going to do one really quick here. Okay, this one's not going to be as thorough. I just want to make sure that you understand what I'm really talking about here. Okay, so say we have 730. 730, okay, and now we have to divide that by 8. Okay, so now we would know that 8 times 9 would be 720. That's close. So it would be 720 divided by 8 equals 90. And then you'd get our estimate as 90. Okay, so that's how compatible numbers work. So that's the first method we're going to be talking about. And the second one is multiplication. Okay? And now we're going to be doing the same thing. Okay? And what you're going to do, you're going to be going one up and one down. So first, we're going to do 340. Okay, so and then you'll see what I'm talking about here. So let me zoom in here, that way you can see. Okay, we have 340 is 10 more. Okay? 4 times what equals 340? Okay? So, we don't know. Okay? But, since we know that the next one we have is 4 times 9, and that equals 360, we know that nothing times, and that 4 times nothing can equal 340. Okay, so no. Now we're going to go 1 down. Okay, what that means, we're going to take 10 away. Now we have 320. Okay, 4 times what equals 320? Okay, now this should be pretty simple. 4 times 80 equals 320. So our estimate would be 320. Okay, now you could now say that it wasn't. Okay, let's say we have to keep going down. You could keep doing this, right? Until you got to the previous one. That would be 280, right? And you would do 4 times 70 equals 280. So 70 would be your estimate. Of course, that's not, right? That's obviously not. Okay, sorry, I wrote a 3 there. I'm just noticing that. Okay, sorry about that. Give me a second here. I wrote a 3 for some reason, so I'm going to write an 8 this time. 80. 80 is our estimate. Alright guys, it's problem time. Okay, so the only problem we're going to be talking about today is 790 divided by 8. Okay, so first we're going to solve using the compatible numbers method. I'm going to write CN. Okay, so if you remember, okay, we try every possible multiplication equation. Right? So we have 8 times 8 because that was pretty big. So we're going to start with the higher numbers. 8 times 8 equals 64. Still pretty far. So let's go. Okay. And remember, we're assuming that we're just going to add a 0 there at the end. Okay, so this would be 640. Okay. 8 times 9. I'm just going to add 90 there to feel more realistic. Okay, 8 times 90 is 720. Okay, that's getting warmer. Okay. And now we're going to do, 8 times 10. Okay. That equals 80. Okay, but what if we add another 0 there? Because add another 0, 800. Okay, so it looks like 8 times 100 is what we're doing. So this number would be changed to 800. Okay, so now it's 800 divided by 8, and we all know that would equal 100. So using the compatible numbers, we got 100. So now, of course, we already know, but let's just check with our multiplication method. Okay? So remember, let's just go 1 up and 1 down. Okay? So 790, let's go 1 up. 790 plus 10. Okay? Plus 10. Okay, I'm sorry, I drew an 8 there the first time. 790 plus 10. Okay, we have 800. Okay, so it looks like the first time when we went up, we hit the jackpot, right? It's kind of simple. Once you see that there's an 8 and there's just 2 more zeros, you know that it can be divided by 8. Okay, so we know that 8 times 100 equals 800. Okay, so of course this would again be changed this time into 800. Write that down here. Divide by 8, and again we still get the product of 100. Okay, and of course I'm going to leave this to you to decide which one you like better. Okay, both of them are good methods, right? One is thorough, but both fast. It's up for you to decide which one you like better and which one you want to use. Okay, so believe it or not, we're actually done with the lesson. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Keep an eye out for the next videos to come.